Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and to another reaction video. I'm about to jump into the finale of season 1 of Arcane. Okay, so this is episode 9. It's an interesting number of episodes, 9 episodes, but I suppose I didn't watch this until they were all out, but I guess the way they were released was in chunks of 3 that were kind of like acts. So that's pretty interesting. It's cool. I definitely like that much better than the 1 episode a week model. But anyway, I'm very curious to see how they're going to wrap this up. I've definitely got much more invested in the characters and in this show than I even remotely expected to. You know, I went into it thinking I was going to see some interesting animations and hopefully learn some characters from League of Legends and some of their lore to kind of help me sort of getting into the build up to Project L. And I've been really enjoying myself and, like I said, really invested. So I'm very curious how this is going to conclude. Just one quick thing I wanted to say before I jump into it. I forgot to mention this at the beginning of I guess it was even my episode 7 reaction. If the lighting is a little different, like, you could definitely see more shadows, I'm sure, than usual in my videos. My ring light, which I use to kind of get rid of these shadows and just extra illumination right up close, is currently broken, knocked off my desk by a cat, of course, a few days ago, so we're in a little extra of a dark situation until the new one comes in. So sorry about that. Hopefully it won't be too irritating or too noticeable. All right, last episode. Episode 9 of Arcane. You guys ready? I'm ready. Here we go.
This is over.
Not for me.
Take those off.
Oh no. Come on, don't.
Make me.
Oh no. God. Thank you. I was like, come on. Come on.
I'm sorry. I don't know where you'd have preferred. I'm sorry.
God.
You have to destroy it.
Mm-hmm.
I know. The hex core.
He's like, wait, what? Wait.
I can't do it. You have to. Please. What about your disease? Without the hex core?
Man was just about to jump. He's not concerned about that.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, I hope you're
promise.
actually gonna keep your promise.
We lost ourselves. Lost our dream. In the pursuit of great, we failed to do good. We have to make
It's like
Yeah.
who leech off their legacies.
I think she's gonna stick with Silco. I don't think so. I don't think so.
My life, but I still believe in loyalty.
Yeah. Yep. 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 Called it. Called it.
I would have had your son killed for this, though I suppose we're ahead on that account.
Oh, Jesus.
Get out.
Come on, man. That was a bit much.
Were you tempted?
Not for a worm like him.
Someone better comes along,
He
though.
won't be the last.
She's like, so you better get it together.
You want peace. This is the price.
I don't
You'll
think it's gonna
discontinue the
fly.
production of Shimmer.
Half there
Oh.
already.
Return the gemstone. And I need Jinx.
Oh.
She has to pay for what she's done.
They weren't her crimes. She was working for me.
Believe me, if I had it my way, it'd be you rotting in Stillwater.
Uh-oh.
But we can't make a deal with a snake and cut off its head. We both have our shitty parts to play. Get me Jinx, and I'll give you your nation of Zod.
Oh no.
Never like this. All we ever wanted. The boy didn't even haggle. And what do I lose but problems? Oh, it all makes sense now, brother.
Oh. He's like, I finally understand you and what you did. And your choices. I finally get it. Wow.
Is there anything so undaring as a
You
daughter?
can't give her up. Oh no, don't tell. No, she's gonna misinterpret it. Oh boy. This has been building up for a long time. Here it comes. Oh yes. Woo! Ooh. Ooh. It's a bit different when they're both supercharged. Oh. Are you taking a break? Ooh!
Well, your guard needs work.
Oh. Oh.
I wish I could say it gets easier, kiddo. But I'd be lying. What I can say is, she still needs you. They all do. So what do you say?
Oh, Jesus.
That's my girl.
Oh my god. Oh! Woo! Like a shield? She's like, I didn't know it could do this! Oh!
Wanna know a secret? Silco thinks he made Jinx. With all his rants and his hard-won lessons. Excise your doubts, Jinx. Be what they fear, Jinx. Like everything was the same as when Vander left him. But he didn't make Jinx. You did.
Are we still sisters?
She's like, yeah, what have I been trying to tell
Is
you?
ever going to change the plan to with me?
Oh god, and that's the sad part is that he actually
All the
wasn't
time
going
saying
to,
you
for
abandoned
all
me
that
when
he
you
is
knew
and has
the
done. He wasn't.
Liar. We're missing someone.
Oh, okay. Looks like, where is Caitlin? Oh god. Oh, it's creepy. Okay. It's creepy. What is this?
I paid your girlfriend.
No, there's no way. There's no way. That's not gonna be her head.
What did you do?
No way.
I made
There's
her
no.
a snack. Sheesh, I'm not that crazy.
I mean, you're coming across as pretty crazy. Oh,
That's
she
your
got a
choice,
Jinx
really.
chair too.
Make her go away. Please. Send her on her way in. And you can have Powder back.
She's supposed to kill her?
No! Powder, listen. We can just go. We'll leave and never come back.
Where would we go? No, no.
You'll be with her a day before she realizes you aren't that girl anymore. And turns her
Oh
back on
god.
you.
You aren't lying. You wouldn't lie to me. Not again.
I'm not lying. I'm on your side. I promise.
Oh god.
Shut up! We're talking!
The Topsiders offered me everything. Independence, a seat at the table. All in return for you. They can all burn. Everyone betrays us, Jinx. Vander. Her. They will never understand. It's only us. You're my daughter. I'll never forsake you.
Drop the gun!
Oh god. This seems like a bad decision.
Wait! She's my sister. Vi, she's too far gone.
Oh god. Oh god.
Look out! Mom! Lee!
Oh, she totally just killed him. She just killed him. Oh god.
I never would have given you to them. Not for anything. Don't cry. You're perfect.
Oh no. Oh god. I can't believe I'm getting this upset about Silco dying!
Powder?
Oh no.
I thought maybe you could love me like you used to. Even though I'm different. But you changed too. So, here's to the new us.
Oh no.
I am the monster you created. Want you to lose.
Oh, they're gonna vote for peace! They're honestly gonna vote. They're really gonna vote for peace and then she's gonna blow them up! What? What? Wait! How's that the end? How is that the end? They ended on a goddamn cliffhanger! They ended it... Alright, I mean, clearly it's obviously setting up for season 2, but Oh my god, and I shouldn't be surprised. I shouldn't be surprised either because they've had cliffhangers with the ending of numerous episodes, but I'm like, I'm not used to end of season cliffhangers. Like, I feel like they used to happen way more often than they do now. Like, today, with TV shows, that it's much more rare for seasons to end with cliffhangers because people get so pissed. So I was definitely not expecting that to end on a cliffhanger. Like, obviously it was building up to the end, but I thought, you know, at least we would see the destruction there, and maybe if somebody survives, we'd see them coming out of it or whatever. I guess they're just leaving that for season 2 at the beginning. But I mean, I think it's definitely pretty clear that at least most of the council is almost certainly about to die, right? So, and Mel was right there in front of the window, so she's probably gonna die. Jace is in there, but he was like on the opposite side, and like, so my guess, based on, you know, just the fact that I know that he's actually a game character and, I don't know, storytelling ideas in general, I'm gonna assume that if whoever lives, he's gonna be one of the ones that lives, but that Mel's gonna die and that he's gonna be really like fucked up and angry and out for all-out war and want to kill Jinx because of that. And then on top of that, Caitlyn's mother was in there, and I could see a similar thing where she also dies, and then Caitlyn also, you know, wants to kill Jinx because of that. I can definitely see them putting those pieces in place. And then that obviously could be a issue between Vi and Caitlyn, who otherwise would have seemingly, clearly are really caring about each other and really into each other. Ugh. And so, I mean, and it's tragic because they were voting for peace. They were going to give them their freedom. They were voting for peace. And now there's definitely no chance for peace now. I mean, it's clearly being set up that next season is going to be all-out war. But yeah, besides the fact that it was a cliffhanger, I thought it was really great as a finale. A lot of things that happened were quite impactful. Okay, as always, the fight scenes and the music choices and the way that they're done, spectacular. Vi's fight scene, this is probably her best fight scene, I feel like. And it was so cool, especially when they switched to the part where it kind of went black and then you were flashing back and forth into total darkness, and then you could see with a bit of light that had to do with the colors that are coming off of their various weapons and the neon in the background. Really cool. But even at the beginning of it also, and they had the Western style music playing, and it was very like about to be a standoff between two cowboys sort of thing, dynamic that they had setting up. It was really cool, and it was satisfying given like the build up to that fight throughout the course of the entire show. So that was really well done. And I got emotional, guys. I got emotional when Silco, who just earlier said to a woman that he would have killed her child as punishment for her going against him if the kid wasn't already dead. This man, this horribly cruel, monstrous person who does terrible things, I was getting choked up in the scene of him dying. Yeah, so I think that just goes to show you how well done the characters and the relationships in this series have been. Shockingly well done, to the extent that, like, even though Silco is horrifically evil in a lot of the actions, a lot of things he does, they've still built up an interesting character who clearly, like, actually believes in his cause. He's not just solely, you know, power hungry and wants to hurt people. He actually believes in what he's fighting for and thinks that, you know, he's doing what's in the best interest of everyone now. Sometimes narcissistic people believe that, and that's just because they can't see beyond their own self-interest in terms of what they think is best for everyone is tied to their own self-interest. But even so, he does believe that what he's doing is right, and he kind of sees himself as being the one that was wronged by Vander all those years, wronged by other people. Yeah, so that there's that nuance in it, but then the greater nuance comes in with the relationship with Jinx, and that, you know, Vi has a feeling from the time she finds out that Jinx is with him that he basically just stole her to use her, to control her and turn her against others and use her as a weapon. And he did all those things, but it's also true that Vi left her lying there crying, and Silco, you know, took her in and cared for her, and we clearly see how much in this episode, because by the end he's not willing to sell her out. It's literally everything he has been fighting for, and that he and they have wanted the entire time, forever, his whole life. This is what he's wanted, and all he has to do is give her up, and he can't do it. He can't do it. And so to me, one of the best scenes of the episode was the scene with him sitting at Vander's statue, and he's basically saying, I get it now, because he didn't before. He was like thinking about how you're just so weak now, you are no longer willing to like stand up and fight for what is right, and for what we believe in, and you turned your back on everybody, you turned your back on me and on our cause and our people. And he was like, and he hated him for it. And then he's in that moment where he's like, I am the same, and I completely get it now, because Vander did that because of his love for these children, and that he couldn't risk them. He wasn't willing to risk them for anything, even for what seemed to be a much bigger and more important cause, and that what he knew to be a much bigger and more important cause, but emotionally he couldn't do it. And even Silco ends up in that same place, and he's like, I actually get it, I understand it, I'm sorry, because I now understand, because he couldn't give her up. But the tragedy of it is that she heard the way that he was talking, and she completely misinterpreted and thought that he was going to hand her over. So then she ends up putting on that little display, kind of see who, I guess, she's supposed to go with, or who she's supposed to be. But then the tragic part of that whole situation too is that, like, Vi is right in the sense that obviously she's better off not with Silco in a lot of ways, and that Silco is turning her into someone that does horrific and evil things, and I mean, like, she's going full on crazy. But on the other hand, there's some ways that Silco is kind of right too, in that Vi, you know, she might not just end up turning her back on her. She was saying, you know, there's nothing that could ever make us not be sisters. But definitely she is not going to be able to be just accepting of her as Jinx as she is now. Like, she wouldn't be able to just live with that and accept it, at least not in the current state, whereas Silco does accept her as she currently is, even though she's crazy and she makes a huge amount of mistakes and she puts everybody in danger, to the point that she literally killed him, and he's still trying to comfort her instead and saying it's okay and calling her perfect. So it's some really fucked up, messed up way. I mean, he's more honest with her and honest with himself than Vi is, I think, with even herself. Yeah. But then the tragic part, of course, is that, like, she also, like, despite, like, Jinx had to kill him because he was going to kill Vi, and she couldn't do that either. She couldn't just let that happen either. So she did that, but now, you know, Vi's thinking, okay, well, now she can come with me, we can get out of here, we can put this behind us, she can forget, but she's never going to be able to forget that the one person that she knew solidly never abandoned her and wouldn't, that she killed in order to protect someone that she loves just as much, but that did kind of abandon her, even if it wasn't fully intentional. Yeah. And so ultimately she ends up doing the most horrific thing she's done yet and starting a war, like, in Silco's name after killing him. And something that there's really no going back from. She's definitely Jinx, I mean, at this point. But like I said, that's the tragedy of it, where she finds somebody that won't give her up for anything or turn his back on her no matter what, and someone who can fully embrace who she is, and who she's become, and then she kills him. And I don't want to be like, I mean, he deserved it, and I would much rather he die than Vi. I think she absolutely did the right thing. But yeah, it's still sad. I don't know. I still felt upset watching it. I still felt upset. And they've definitely put in motion a very potentially interesting story going forward. Definitely set up a place where it seems like it would be really hard for the two of them to ever come back together in a positive manner in the future, and that they're clearly not on the same side, even though Vi is saying, I'm on your side. I mean, you don't really see how that could ever fully be the case, but yeah, I thought the show was really great. Especially the second half of the season, I was really into it. I got very invested in some of these characters. I think that some of the characters were a lot stronger and more interesting than others. To me, like Jinx and Vi being the biggest, you know, most interesting to me standouts, but then also Silco for a villain was fantastic and really interesting. Victor, yeah, he was also really interesting, but I feel bad. Yeah, Caitlyn's pretty potentially cool. I think, like, she could develop into a really interesting character as well, an Echo, but I think those are ones that we'd see more of potentially in the future if the series was to continue, which I'm sure it will, because I guess it's a huge gigantic hit. And then, of course, like I said, the fights were amazing, and if they could carry over some of the feeling of the fights and how it looked and carry that over into Project L, I would go crazy. That game is going to be sick. I'm definitely way more excited about it and more interested in it now than I even was before, now that I've watched this. Way more invested. Like, I would love to play Jinx and Vi. I would love to play either of them. So I hope that Vi also ends up in the game. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see who else from the show, who's also a character in League of Legends, makes it in, other than Jinx and Echo, who are confirmed currently. There's only like 5 characters confirmed, and they're the only 2 in Arcane that aren't confirmed yet, but I feel like Vi is going to be in, right? And then maybe, you know, also Jace, because we saw him, he had big fight stuff going down. Maybe Caitlyn? I don't know. You guys will have to let me know. Who do you think is going to make it into the League of Legends fighting game from Arcane, other than Jinx and Echo, who are already confirmed officially in? And who would you like to see in it? And were you upset about the cliffhanger at the end of this? Are you excited for the next season? Were you surprised with how much you enjoyed this? If you enjoyed it, I was really impressed with the way that the story was done, with the characters, with the voice acting was great. The art, obviously, the animations were fantastic, and then the various ways that they incorporated different art styles and the music in the background, it was great. It was ridiculously impressive, way better than I would have thought, and I'm really glad that I watched it. So sorry again about not getting to do reactions to the whole thing, but hopefully you guys enjoyed these 3, and I'll wrap this up here. Like I said, leave your thoughts in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for joining me, and hopefully I will see you next time. Bye.